Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Everyday Riches Show. I'm Pat Knauer. I'm a business coach who focuses on fun, freedom, and finances because without the three, why bother? And my co-host today and always is Barbara Ellison.
Barbara Lunan-Ellison, and I am your personality pro because personality does drive reality. Everything, every relationship, every conversation is impacted by personality. So let's learn how to do it in a fun way to do it. So anyways, and we are so excited today to have our special guest, Irina. And I've known Irina for, it's been years. And we met, and I'm trying to think of all the places that we met.
Yeah, I think that, gosh, Irina, I'm trying to remember where I met you first. I don't know.
I think it was in Chicago.
No, I think it was even before then. I don't know. But just for those of you who don't know Irina, Irina Strunina she was born and raised in Russia, and she's a master of sport and trained in the Olympic Reserve cross-country skiing team. She's a slacker. She graduated from the Academy of Trade in St. Petersburg and started her career managing retail. Then she served as the director of Medical Science Research Center before moving to Atlanta in 1995. See, what am I telling you? She's a real slacker, right? She's got nothing going for her. You got to pay attention to her. She's a mover and a shaker. After experiencing firsthand the devastating results that diabetes can bring to a family, Irina is spending most of her time advocating for a healthier lifestyle, working with the Atlanta Diabetes Association and educating her customers about nutrition and food choices. Irina uses her passion for health and nutrition, experience in sports, expertise in food retail and cooking to guide and serve her customers, helping them to find their individualized paths to better health. Irina is certified in nutrition for health, for heart disease and diabetes. She's also a contributor to the recent Amazon #1 bestseller book, Ready to Rise, 62 Ways You and Your Business Can Thrive and Grow During Changing Times. She's a health strategist, a cooking coach, an educator, an active lifestyle advocate, a speaker and trainer. Irina, it is so good to have you here. You know, last week was such fun. So for those of you who weren't watching last week, we started talking about cleaning out your environment, not only cleaning out your physical environment, but also your headspace, getting life really cleaned up so you have more space to be able to do the things you want to do. And we put out a challenge last week for people to clean something out and post a picture of it, or, to let us know they had done it, to post what they had done. Irina was the only one who did it. I can't believe you were the only one who did it. It was such a simple challenge. So I'm so thrilled because, this has been a long time coming for us that you should be a guest on the show.
Well, I am thrilled that it happened. And I'm also happy that I logged in time last week and participated in challenge. And I learned it already a while ago that the most important thing is to participate in challenge, because very often you will be the only one who will do that.
Very wise advice. Get that. If you're watching this on replay, type in #replay. And that was a nugget. That was a real golden nugget. Because I will also say that when it's not just in challenges, but when people are watching webinars, a lot of times they don't really actively participate. And the one who's losing out in that is you.
Right. That's right. And one of the things for me last week, and that's part of the conversation, I actually did clean up one of myself. I couldn't believe some stuff that I had had for years. And it was a clothes shelf. And so now one of our local ladies, she collects clothes for the homeless people, for homeless. And I'm like, so now I've got a whole nice little bag to give to her. And she's one of my neighbors and I see her all the time. And it's like, wow, it's because it's not just about us.
It's not.
What can we do for the people around us? And
yes.
So, and it just felt so good. Number one, I now look at my shelf and go, oh, brother, what a difference. And I've helped somebody else in the process too. So
makes you feel good to have that space.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah. It does.
Absolutely.
So before the show started, we were talking about different platforms to be on and who's doing what and what we're doing. And we thought we'd include this in the conversation this morning because it really is part of the whole cleaning out process. And then we're going to get to Irina and all the amazing things she's doing because, quite frankly, if you're having any health issues, or even if you're not having any health issues, to prevent health issues down the line, you need to be listening to this lady, seriously. But anyway, so before the show started, we were talking about different platforms to be on and which platform is good for you and how you're getting traction and that kind of thing. So we thought we'd bring this into the conversation to start because this is also part of cleaning out. If you're spending so many times in different areas and you're not focusing on one, you're cluttering up what's going on in your business and in your marketing and in your life. I mean, let's face it, being on social media can be a huge time sucker. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
that's what we were talking about too, is that because you literally cannot do everything. I mean, well, okay, no, I take that back a little bit. I mean, you can hire a whole team to do it for you. Absolutely. However, most of us that are just getting going and just growing and building, and we haven't scaled to these huge businesses, we have to pick and choose. And that's what the conversation was about. What can we pick and choose about our social media, what we're doing? And it was just and I finally said, we should be talking about this on the show because this is something that I think that new entrepreneurs and new business owners, that's one of the things. And that's what we want this show to be about, is getting business and how to do it and things like that. So, and being authentic.
Yes. It's not just for new business owners, though. I mean, I am currently going through a course with somebody who's teaching me to do Facebook ads. Facebook ads have eluded me for years. It's like I put things out there, I follow the formula, and it doesn't work, or it hasn't worked in the past. So how can I get it to work? So I've been working with this guy. It's in a group format, and it's quite a good program. And every single week he gives out a new challenge. You can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. And what I really realized is that he is a bazillionaire. I mean, this guy is like, I don't know how many millions he's made. He doesn't even do the business anymore because he's made so much money. Now he just teaches it. But he only did that one thing. He only did Facebook ads. He never did Google ads. He never did LinkedIn. He never did any other platform. He just did that one platform and became a multimillionaire. You don't have to go in different directions. Pick one thing. As with anything in business, as with anything in life, pick one thing. Get really, really, really good at that one thing before you go into something else. Right?
Excellent. Excellent advice.
That's the key phrase. Key phrase. Get
one
good
thing.
at it and then go on to something else.
Right. We so many of us get hit up with shiny object syndrome, where we go, okay, well, I've done this for a week and a half and it hasn't been working. So let's go on to this because maybe this will work. Or somebody's been doing it for 3 months and it hasn't been working. So let's go on to something else. No. You have to give it a good 6 months to a year in one thing to really get good, to really master the craft of being in that one area. And if you're not doing that, if you're jumping from this to this to this to this to this, you're cutting yourself short because business is a tool for life. It's your personal development tool. And I mean, we learned a long time ago that business development and personal development are tied together. So if you're not getting good at that one thing, you're cutting off your own personality development in it. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, Irina, I have to ask you, because you and I have talked about this, the shiny object syndrome.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Every one of us gets caught up in that. But then you find sometimes the one that just really, and when you and I have talked, it's been like, oh, wow, this is something that can really help people to just make them aware of, like, my mom was diabetic. And she had to be so careful. But then in later life, she started everything that she was doing for herself naturally, or eating right and cooking right. And she changed and she stopped drinking stuff, certain things. And it made such a difference. So I'm just so excited because isn't it? You talk about heart disease and diabetes; they are two of the leading causes of illness and death in this country. And so, yeah, I can't wait to hear all your tips and tricks and strategies and just a field of expertise. So
Irina, what percentage of people are dealing with either heart disease, cardiovascular disease, or diabetes?
Well, actually, talking about shiny object syndrome, if maybe any of you remember when we were talking 2 years ago when we just met, I was like, I could help anybody. I could talk with anybody. So now I started narrowing it down. So cardiovascular disease and diabetes, this was the certification that I was receiving, because those two diseases are so tightly connected. And a lot of things are related to both of them. So, and many things that are happening in our bodies with those diseases, they're also very similar. And that's the reason why the course was kind of like putting together that nutrition for heart disease and diabetes. But so that was narrowing down, right? And then from there, I went further and really I wrote a course, and I launched it two weeks ago. And the course is Diabetes 101 for Beginners. So this is who I am actually focusing on. People who just went to the doctor's office, got the results of their blood work, and got the diagnosis. And so they got a shock at the doctor's office. They also got a prescription, and they set up the appointment 3 months later. This is it. No more help. And I spoke with doctors like recently, and they say that unfortunately, with the situation that we have right now in the world, they are short-staffed, they're overworked, and they, in addition to people who have, contracted COVID and got with that issue in the hospital, there are different people still live and they have their problems and they break their legs and they, have different heart attacks and things like that. So people get diagnosed with diabetes in the hospital. And she said, I am feeling just guilty because all I can do just give them the prescription, and check with your doctor 3 months later, because they used to have the 30 minutes education program in the hospital, but now they so short-staffed with nurses, they don't have nurses to do even those 30 minutes. 30 minutes is really, really, really nothing, because in those 30 minutes, people really not even listening, they overcoming the news because they're devastated. They're,
right.
They cannot believe that this is happening to them. And then they left alone, really. So this is the gap that I'm trying to fill in to help people to kind of get back on their feet, calm down, catch a breath, and start doing something towards returning back to normal life. So this is my niche right here. So I narrowed down.
And I love that you've done that. And the reason is because as a nurse, I have worked with a lot of diabetes patients, and in a lot of health plans, they offer diabetes education. It's usually done one-on-one. But the way your program is set up is that you really work with them to really understand not only the long-range implication of having diabetes on your overall health, because there are so many issues with diabetes and overall health, but coming at it from somebody who's not in the medical profession, because let's face it, there's a lot of flaws in the medical profession, and nurses talk to patients as nurses. They don't talk to patients as somebody who's really actively involved in the disease itself. So I love that you're coming at it as an outsider who's been exposed to this and seen the negative impacts of it and has lived it. And now you can go out and you can help people to understand and make adjustments in their lives to make sure that they get back on track. So what made you decide to go down this road? Because this is a big road.
It is a big road. And I was thinking about where I can be the most effective. As you mentioned, I'm not a doctor. So I cannot prescribe, of course, anything, and I cannot really diagnose anybody and determine that maybe this is complication from diabetes or maybe this. I can suggest that you need to check with this doctor or that doctor. That's why I call myself health strategist. I'm looking at this all from the bigger picture, and I think being I lived through this. I lived through different stages how diabetes go from diagnosis and getting better and getting worse and getting complications kicking in and losing person to it. It's all together gives me like insider take on it, and I really think that I can help from that standpoint because I speak the language that people speak, not medical language. Although I do have a part that educates. So people, when they go to the doctor's office, it's funny. I spoke with quite a few people who had diabetes already for a while, and they still couldn't understand what is that A1C thing, what they're all talking about. I know it has to be there, but what is it? So just give them basic understanding of what problem they have, so people will be more clear in when they're making their life choices. I'm talking about do I go for a walk or I just sit on the sofa? When I go to the store, do I buy this or buy that? So they when they understand what it is, they could make much better choices. That's my approach. So I could be more effective right there.
So when people first find out they have diabetes, yes, it's a shock because, I mean, let's face it, with heart disease and with diabetes, you don't see it coming. It just one day you get the diagnosis and you go, well, where the heck did that come from? And, oh, I can reverse it on my own. I can fix this on my own, right? It's the common reaction. But the reality is that when somebody gets that diagnosis and they've got the illness now, their lifestyle choices have led them up to this. How hard is it for them to make those choices to reverse it, if they even can reverse it at that point?
Well, that's right. If they can reverse it, because we know that once you've got that diabetes, you really have it. It's just the matter, are you on top of your disease or disease is ruling your life? So if you kind of take it as a direction and you start making changes, then you have much better outcome and you can live full life, even better life, because you're taking care of yourself finally. And it is not easy. And what I see that a lot of times people jump on it and they start making choices, but our attention span is not very long. So if they didn't get result in 2 weeks, they kind of like, nothing is working. I got to go on a medicine and this is the rest of my life. And this is why I created this program, to help them to stay kind of motivated to keep moving, because it's hard to do on your own. And a lot of times if you have family is not educated. And when family starts, this is what I was. This is how I was, because I learned everything I could at that time. And I started bombarding my husband with this information, and he just closed. He couldn't take it anymore because everybody was suggesting him. We had packages on the mail with food coming to us. Not just cooking books and recipes and things, but packages with food. So bad it was. I mean, people are so actively trying to help, but this is not easy to fight through it. But then there are single people who do not have any support. And some of them are strong and they can handle everything and it's kind of like working for them. But to stay motivated, you need some accountability. You need some friends. You need some support, maybe a leader, a coach, somebody to just to check on you, who you're reporting on, who you're bragging. Some people find it on the Facebook or some other groups, social media, and they do it there. But there are so many more people who feel alone and feel unsupported, and they give up. And I don't want that, because this is avoidable. It's reversible. It could be controlled, and everyone deserves to live much happier, Barbara, much happier life.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't suffer, but rather just embrace what you've got and take the best out of it.
My question to you, and I think part of it is, I mean, this applies to life in general also, is that don't you think that some of it, when people are first diagnosed, they right at that moment, they have to choose the mindset that they're going to have about that they are either going to just become the victim. Like, I know this one gentleman that, and my uncle was one of these, that it was like, oh, well, I'm going to have this for the rest of my life, and I'm just going to take insulin, and I'm going to just take, if I want to eat something, I'm just going to take an extra, you know, and that was his mindset. And I look back on that, and, and it wasn't until he lost the lower part of his leg, and then it was really too late.
Well, you're absolutely correct. And I actually met with many people who had this disease, this diagnosis for years. And as a matter of fact, I read just a couple months ago a story from the lady on the Facebook, one of Facebook pages, groups. And she was like, yep, that was me for 20 years. For 20 years, I thought that this is it. I have it. This is my medication. And what can I do? And suddenly when COVID hit, and she realized that as a diabetic, she is in the higher risk group. And she suddenly got scared that she can die. And to avoid to be, if this COVID, this virus, the coronavirus, she started actually working on improving her condition in terms of diabetic. And she said in those 8 months, she got such an amazing result. She lost a lot of weight. Her all numbers that she has, all her blood work, everything like normal, like she never had diabetes. And basically this post is about that. Look, everything is what is in your head. Maybe you need to get scared. Maybe you need to get inspired. Maybe you need to get something else. You have to realize what is your why.
And make a decision.
Make decision and work towards it, because it's all possible as long as you're staying on it. Again, 3 months, 6 months, how long it takes. If you want it, work on it. And mindset, absolutely.
We were talking earlier about how business is a tool for life. Well, so is your illness. It's a tool for life, right? So how you deal with it is how you deal with people. Do you let people push you around? Do you follow the lead of your family and friends because it's easier, right? And how you deal with your family and friends will dictate in a great part how you deal with your illness. So are you finding the people that you're talking to and you're dealing with, are you finding that they're getting pushback from their family members who don't want to be on the same diet? So they're kind of like not on the diet they need to be on and the exercise plan they need to be on.
I've seen even worse. Yes, that's happening. Not every family really understanding. And this is actually going both ways. Sometimes people, when they get diagnosis, they feel ashamed and they may even hide it from their family. And so this is one situation. Then there are situations when they kind of like, I don't want to inconvenience you, so they try to adjust themselves to family who doesn't want to change anything. And the one family I met, this was pretty, I don't know how it works. So the husband has diabetes. He has diabetes, but he doesn't want to do anything except he's using medicine. I'm following doctor's advice. I'm taking medication. I'm taking insulin shots, and I'm taking care of it. And then his wife got diabetes. Mm-hmm. And we're talking with her about this. And she's saying, I cannot do anything because he, who had diabetes already for a while, doesn't want to change. So it's kind of like she wanted to support. Now she needs the support. And both ways, it doesn't work for her. So yes, it happens. And it's a sad story. And this is one of the reasons why I am always offering family members to participate in the program, because education is needed for both parties. So how many kids, if there are kids more or less grown, that they could learn and understand what we're talking about. So yeah, it's a team sport.
Are you mainly dealing with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, or both?
Yes. Yeah, type 2. Yeah.
Type 2.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, my granddaughter is type 1. And but even she is getting, like, she can see, she's like, oh yeah, no. Because she likes how she feels when she's watching what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's something that she's going to have. But I think that's what we have to get addicted to, is how good we feel when we do what we're supposed to be doing, whether it's in life or business or relationships or anything. When you know what you're supposed to be doing and you're doing it, oh wow, it makes you happy. That's
absolutely. Yeah. I've heard it from so many people, people who were able to get a grip and kind of get their disease under control, they all saying that this diagnosis was a blessing for me, because it was the last straw that forced me to start making change. We all know what we are doing wrong. We all know it. We just kind of like letting it go because it's maybe inconvenient, maybe a little bit difficult, or it's a change and we don't like changes and all this. Okay, I need to move away from the sun. But so many people who actually made changes, made the decision, stayed on track, they are saying that this was a blessing, because I finally made changes and now I feel so much better. I am so much more productive. I am so much more energetic. I can do things that I couldn't do 10 years ago because my limitations of health limitations. And now I am capable of doing anything and I'm happy. So thanks to diabetes, I'm now a right person and good person.
So say that somebody out there has just been diagnosed with diabetes, or a family member has. What would be your first piece of information or advice for them?
Well, my first approach is just to stop, breathe, and look at your life and just analyze not how bad it is, but what could be changed, like right away, real quick, without much effort, because there is always something you could change without much effort. And start doing it like right away. Say you drink orange juice in the morning, stop drinking orange juice in the morning, drink water. You're putting 5 spoons of sugar in your coffee, stop doing it, put just 1. And little things like that will really help. And once you've done it for a little while, or maybe you're walking a dog, but you're walking it to the mailbox and back, make a loop around your house, just make a little bit of changes, make dog happy. and once you've done it for a little while, like a couple of weeks, you already will start noticing the changes. And
don't you think, Irina, that once you start and you make these little changes, then it builds on itself?
It does. And
like, you want to do more.
Exactly. This is what I myself, I think I told you that I make I make a plank in the morning. Every morning I do my exercise and I stay in plank. So I started with a minute and a half. I'm now 5.5 minutes. It took a while. It took more than 2 years. But the point is that now I am looking and doing more exercises, not just a plank. Because why I picked plank? Because I thought minute and a half, and all muscles are working. I'm good. This is how much of exercise I will do in my day. But now I'm doing plank. I'm doing other exercises. I'm going for a walk. And this is already much bigger program, but I got to there step by step. And the reason why I got it, not because I thought, what else can I do? It just kind of like, oh, I can do that too. And it doesn't sound difficult and doesn't sound much effort. I just add a little bit and then it builds up exactly. And now I have a program, I have a routine.
Yeah. I'm okay. One of my things is on that note, one of my things is that I'm very authentic and when I'm doing something. Well, I'm a little bit vain, and I noticed that in my jaw was like just getting a little bit jowly. And so I ordered this thing called a Jawzercise to exercise my face.
Okay.
And I've been doing it a month now.
Okay.
And you know, I started with I was able to do 6 repetitions. I'm now up to 20 repetitions.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know, and that's the key. And that's the key. And I am looking back on my pictures, and like right here, I'm noticing that my face is slightly slimmer. I can't wait to continue. And that's the key. I mean, and that's where diabetes that people can say that it can be a blessing, because they start with one little thing. I want to change this thing. For me, it was my jaw right here.
Exactly. And before you know it, you'll do much more.
That is, you know, or it could be in your business. You want to change one thing in your business, or you want to change one thing in your relationship, or you want to change one thing. Yeah. Don't you find that people try to do everything at once?
Exactly. And it doesn't work.
And then give up. And then give up.
Yes. Yes. That overwhelm kicks in. So when you're, Irina, when you're starting people in your program, what is the one thing they start with? I know you started talking about little changes, but is there one place to start if they've had diabetes for a while and then now they want to manage it? Is there one place to start other than, of course, joining with you, because they should join with you?
Well, I will really talk about it because everyone is different, and I cannot say that this is like a universal thing for you to do. Universal thing for you to do: organize your sleep. One thing everybody needs to be mindful: how much time do you sleep?
Oh, okay.
But really making changes, I like to speak with everyone and see, because I might say, how about this? But they will, how about sugar in the coffee? And they say, I don't drink coffee, period. Like, okay. So we look for things what everyone know that they can give up or can change or can substitute. Mm-hmm. So when we find it, and then we're tracking it. So how are you on it? So this is accountability part that also is often important. When people are not checked on, they tend to let it go. They tend to kind of like, oh, not today. Oh, I didn't do it yesterday. Why do I do it today? But if you know that somebody will be checking on you, there are more chances that you actually will stay on track and doing what you committed to do in the first place.
Are you saying that people need to really track their sleep because when you don't get enough sleep, you tend to overeat and eat the wrong things? Or is there another reason?
Well, there is a lot of other, I mean, you know that. Another reason is you got to have enough rest. Your body needs rest to recover from the stress of the day that we had. And then there is another thing I just recently read, this, like psychologically, if you didn't have enough sleep, when we sleep, our body also is processing the stress and the food that we ate. And if you didn't have enough sleep, the body didn't have time to process it all. It was working all night, or all those short hours that you sleep. And then when you woke up, the body is not rested. It's tired. It's not capable to withstand the stress and other, I don't know, influences from the outside, like viruses, like different cold and things like that. So you are much more becoming much more affected by outside environment, by the environment on everything. So sleeping doesn't matter. Diabetes, the muscle ache or the headache, sleep is the best medicine, as my father used to say. It was like the thing in our house. You got to sleep, and when somebody is sleeping, sleep is best medicine. Don't touch this person.
What is the guidance now for the amount of sleep that people need?
This is a good question, because the guidance is 7 to 8 hours. I am personally fighting to have it, and I am somewhere around 6, and it's not good, but I'm working on it too.
Little bits at a time, right?
Yes,
just bits at a time.
You got to be mindful. Whatever you're doing, you got to be mindful. You don't have to go for a walk for half an hour walk every day. But if you decided to do good, you parked your car a little bit further from the store and you walk to the store, not just drag your feet, straighten your back and just think to yourself, I am doing good. I am working on my fitness. I am working on my muscle strength. I'm providing oxygen to my body. You walk with the idea of doing good to yourself. Same thing with the sleep. When you fall asleep because you just exhausted, this is not a good sleeping hygiene. You really need to prepare for it and embrace it. I deserved it. I am going to sleep. I am going to rest and all this. So this is something that is always helpful. And it's also helpful to fall asleep easier.
Tell us a little bit about your program.
This is well, as I said, it's for beginners, Diabetes 101 for beginners. So we really are going through this analyzing of where you are, setting our mind, so to make sure that everybody not doing what your wife or your husband said, but you want to do that. So we making sure that everybody is there for themselves, for their own good, so they will be much more, I don't know, effective with others, whatever they're doing, taking care or working or whatever. And then we start just step by step, making sure that the exercises are in place, some light changes, something in the food. We're learning how to cook food. We're learning a little, the recipes, what we have in terms of recipes. And we're also exercising the rest and meditation and some trying to implement the rest in your calendar. So there's one day a week when you have to really let everybody and everything wait. And that goes in cycles, and we meet weekly, and we also have kind of like open line, so we could communicate if there is an issue, if there's question, if support is needed. I'm staying open. So and it's for 4 weeks for beginners, and then we have like several cycles after that offered for those who want to stay accountable and to have accountability partners with us.
Fantastic. Really great. It sounds like a fabulous support system, and I am echoing. Can anybody else hear the echo?
Yes.
I hear the echo.
So Barb, you're going to take over since I'm echoing.
So, Irina, so like, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, probably the easiest way on Facebook right now, the easiest way will be to get to my Smart Move 360 Facebook page and contact me over there. And also my email is irina@istrunina.com. So it's very simple. And of course on the Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Clubhouse, everywhere, Irina Strunina. So I'm not making it too complicated.
Right. Yeah, plus we're going to be putting it in the show notes too. That
Yeah.
all of those links. So, Irina, what are you most excited about now?
Well, right now there's
moving forward.
Moving forward, for one thing, the program, the fact that we launched it and I'm now offering those classes and I finally opened for it, because for the longest while it was, I would be, when I spoke with Pat, I spoke with Barbara. Remember, I'm working on it. I will have that. Now I have it. So I can not only promise that I will have it, I can offer it and it's ready to go. This is one thing, and I'm excited that it happened. I am also planning on kind of continuing working on that. I think eventually we will have a program that will also offer the retreats for families so they could experience like a week long of clean life, of doing right things, just kind of an example, and to show what could be done and speak with different experts on different, with yoga instructors, with fitness instructors, with chefs discussing the, nutritionists to discuss the different possibilities. And I am also, I didn't tell you yet, ladies, that I am also now got this idea and I'm babying this idea and I need to start working on it to create an outlet like a mall for healthcare providers, wellness, fitness people, so they could to have this kind of like a registry where they could offer their services, what they do, and then advertise this place to everybody, because you never know, maybe you got broken bone and you are looking for easier ways to heal, or maybe you got some skin irritation and you're looking for what nutrition wise could be done for that. So people with like something similar to my program, my institute. But they kind of, they have one cut on this. You could look at this from one side, and I'm thinking about a little bit like a mall. Like you go to the mall and you look at the boutique stores and the big places and see what is there, and you didn't think that you needed running shoes, and all of a sudden you're living with a pair of running shoes because they felt right. You realize that you do need them, and something like that. So that's my three big things that I really now talking about, and I think I will open a room in the Clubhouse on the same topic, to have again medical professional, because there's very little on that topic in Clubhouse right now. So I think everybody who is somehow related to wellness need an outlet to go and talk, because people talking a lot about the business, a lot about the mindset and trauma and things like that, but not that many are talking about how people can help themselves and others.
Right, the alternative. And I think one of the things you're right, and I think one of the things for people is that they're embarrassed to ask a question because they're afraid of like other people's reactions. Well, you know what? There are no dumb questions. And I think that's one of the things that Pat and I have talked about with what we want to do going forward, that let people have a safe space for people to come and find out. Ask questions. They can either ask them privately or in a group or whatever, because people are desperate for information. And yet we are in the information overload.
Oh, yeah.
We're in information overload. There is so much information that people are afraid to ask for fear that, well, all the information is out there. Why am I missing it?
And we're all dealing with something. We are all dealing with something. You can't be over the age of 18 and not have something going on inside of your body. You just can't. Yeah. You may not know about it yet, but at some point you will. I mean, even children from the age of 2, if they're not wearing sunglasses, they end up having cataracts. There's something going on with them, at some point. So we all need that safe space to be able to know that we're not perfect. Our bodies are not perfect the way they are. Yes, they are, but they're not. We're all dealing with something, and there are resources out there, just like you, Irina.
And that they're not alone. That they're not alone in dealing with it. There's 7 billion, like one of my favorite sayings is, there are 7 billion people on this planet. You're not the only one that's dealing with your specific thing.
Exactly.
We are all unique. Absolutely. But we all deal with certain things, and you're not alone. It's just a matter of finding finding the people that, and let's all work together.
Yes.
So, so exciting. So exciting to move forward.
Well, thank you, Irina. This has been great. And I know that people are going to get a ton of value from this conversation, because, I mean, you really are a leader out there, and it's so good to see you going in this direction, because you are going to make a huge impact on diabetes in the world.
Well, thank you, Pat.
To see your growth.
This is, as I said, and I was surprised, because until I kind of narrowed down where I'm going to work with, I was like, how much I can add to it, because it's well-known disease, and all people need just to get organized in their minds. But between the doctor's visit and get organized, there's this space that not that many people are putting any information or help or support or whatever. And when I finally got it, because we lived through it, when I kind of remembered that time, I thought, this is something that I really can help. It's not complicated, but it needed, and I'm there to help.
It's not complicated, and it is, depending on where you are.
Well,
and yet it is.
Exactly. But once you got it, you already have it, and then you could move forward with different programs, and you will understand what is happening to you, rather than try blindly and then just be disappointed with the results.
With that, any last words, ladies?
All right, Irina. You know what? Never be afraid to learn.
Exactly. And the phrase of the week for me this week is keep moving, because the water doesn't go under the laying rock. So you are moving, and everything will happen for you.
That's a great saying.
That's quotable. That's a great saying. Keep moving.
That's quotable.
Because water doesn't go under a rock.
It's a Chinese
I like that
proverb. It's not mine. It's a Chinese proverb, but it's good.
It is golden nugget, and there have been golden nuggets throughout this entire topic. This has been really great.
Thank you.
So, Irina, any last words from you?
Well, keep moving. Really. Well, I would like to invite anybody to check out. I have on the Eventbrite also the you could find the Diabetes 101 for beginners, to check out my class, and I will be happy to speak with anyone who will connect with me about it.
Fantastic. Miss Barb, any last words from you?
Perfect. Hey, you know what? This has been great, Irina. Just, and I love that. Keep moving and keep learning. and keep learning.
Exactly.
So if it's even one small step, learn one little thing, keep moving one step. So just,
And everything that you're going through is a gift. I love the saying that, everything is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. So what you've got going on right now is keeping you present to what your life is going to be, and you get to choose.
Exactly.
And can help you choose.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
have a good day, everybody.
Thank you very much for having me here. I was very happy to participate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for being our guest today.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye.